Well, the Newcastle Jets had to wait 4 hours for 3 points on the road last week. They return home looking to extend their unbeaten run to 7 games, and that's a feat not witnessed in the Hunter since way back in 2010. On the flip side, the champions are floundering. Western United staring down the barrel of 4 straight losses. And any thoughts of a finals appearance this season seems to be a long way off at this stage. Arthur Papas sticks with the same 11 that got the job done against Macarthur. Costa Grozos again favoured in Reno Piscopo's continued absence. But there's a new face on the bench. Brandon O'Neill returns for the first time since New Year's Day. Back from a calf injury picked up in training early in the new year. Philip Chanchar is the player to miss out. Well, Trent Bahaja netted his 4th goal of the season against Macarthur last weekend. There he is. He needs just one more to equal his season-best return of 5, which was last campaign. And a goal today would be a pretty decent early birthday present. He turns 25 on Monday. Happy birthday to Trent Bahaja. 2 changes to Western's starting side, a return to a familiar formation as well. Connor Payne elevated back into the side. Alexander Prijovic has picked up a minor knee injury. It means Noah Botic will lead the Lions solo. Josh Risdon gets his first minute since succumbing to the heat against Western Sydney. Ben Garuccio is also back on the bench, meaning there's no room for Connor O'Toole. And Sebastian Pasquale is the other new face on the bench, with Reece Bozanovsky on young Socceroo duty, along, incidentally, with Newcastle's Archie Goodwin. Tongo Doumbia and Neil Kilkenny continuing to build that partnership in defensive midfield. They were undone against Wellington last week. What will it produce this afternoon? An enthralling 90 minutes ahead between Western United and Newcastle Jets, and it feels like we've never been apart after 4 hours alongside each other last week. It's a very good afternoon once again to Phil Moss.
And a very good afternoon to you too, Glenn. Great to be alongside you for this one, and I think the confidence that Newcastle can glean from last week will be crucial today.
That's an early turnaround from Jamie Young, and they almost make him pay the Newcastle Jets. A careless giveaway, and on the left-hand side of the field for the Newcastle Jets, almost getting through just across the face of goal, Costa Grozos.
Well, what an opportunity for Newcastle as we see the ball given away. Sotirio plays Grozos in, and he almost in 2 minds there whether to shoot or cross it into the path of Trent Bahaja. And if anyone was quick enough to get there in time to tap it in, it was Bahaja, but the ball just beat him. Yeah, look, I think if you look at the creativity of Troisi in behind, Noah Botic will get through a mountain of work for John Aloisi and the side up front, and then that pace of Connor Payne on the left and Lockie Wales and his ability to come inside and play as another 10 as well. I think it's quite smart from Johnny Aloisi, and he's looking for that circuit breaker, isn't he? 3 losses on the trot just to get those 3 points. Melbourne victory winning last week. Brisbane getting a point that Sydney has left them rooted to the bottom of the table.
They have an attacking throw here. Risdon and Troisi linking up on the left-hand side. Risdon's ball into the area. It's a dangerous one because of the sun, and it doesn't faze Noah Botic. The header's on target. He picks the pocket of Jack Duncan, and inside 3 minutes, Western United take the lead. It's 1-0.
Well, if this is a sign of things to come this afternoon, we are in for a rip snorter here at McDonald James Stadium. That is down to 2 things. Wonderful delivery from Connor Payne. The cross that we're about to see into the path of Noah Botic. Wonderful delivery from Risdon, I beg your pardon, not Connor Payne. Great run on the Harvey Norman replay from Botic. And Jack Duncan, it was such a dangerous area, didn't know whether to come or stay. Misjudged it completely, and Botic nipped in front of him.
Here's Grozos. Nice little 1-2 with Bahaja. Grozos looks to curl it and pulls out a great save diving from Jamie Young, who screens at his defenders to get ready for the short corner. It is taken quickly. On they go, Newcastle. The low ball into the area, still it goes on, and once again, Young has to come up big at the front post to deny Sotirio.
Game of transition this opening 19 or so minutes. A lot of that comes down to the way both teams are pressing their opponents.
It's been played at a pretty decent clip. Sotirio gets in behind Tratt, dinks one over the top. Bahaja's there, hits it first time, and he can't quite get it sweetly enough And it's easy enough past Jamie Young's front post.
Here's the replay as we see Sotirio just lift at the back post. It looked as though Trent Bahaja had set himself and composed himself, and then just seemed to rush it at the last second.
Lacroix with plenty of work to do. Wisden comes in and supports. Now Ingham's ball over the top. It's a great little touch by Costa-Grozos. Almost caught Jamie Young off guard, but the Western custodian was up to the task.
Well, once again, showing why he's one of the best shot stoppers in this league, Jamie Young. Amazing reflexes. Great run from Costa-Grozos and touch as well. Technically perfect. Jamie Young had to be on his toes, and he was.
That little touch so close to the goalkeeper. Could have been all sorts of problems for Young. Now Hoffman tries to get a ball into the area. Yeah, wonderful save again by Jamie Young. He's really racking them up. At least 4 that I can think of so far this afternoon. We're only 20 minutes in, and here's Thurgate. This one won't trouble the Western custodian. And they were offside anyway. Mikkel coming back from an offside position. And
there's that replay of Grozos getting in behind. Great little dink from Dane Ingham.
Western United just starting to enjoy some improved possession over the last couple of minutes. Wisden again for Troisi. Here's Connor Payne, gets straight past Carl Jenkinson. It's a lovely ball into the middle, and it's one of the easiest goals that Noah Bodic will score in his career. It's 2-0 after 29 minutes. It's wonderful play down the left-hand side from Western, but defensively, questions will be asked of Newcastle.
Well, that has come out of absolutely nothing. James Troisi playing a nice ball and asking some questions of the Newcastle defence, but Carl Jenkinson completely misread the bounce there on the Harvey Norman replay, and then it's just a simple pass into the path of Noah Bodic, who picks up his second of the afternoon. Thank you very much. That's 3 goals in just a matter of weeks in the A-League men's for Noah Bodic.
Incredible stuff. As you say, Carl Jenkinson bamboozled on the right side of defence. And Connor Payne, all he has to do is slide it across the face. Bodic gets in behind Matt Yerman. And Newcastle, who've dominated large parts of this opening half, find themselves 2-0 down. It's incredible.
Well, if you look at the statistics other than the scoreboard, it should be the other way around. But Western have had 2 chances, taken them both.
Here's Bahaja, and now Dane Ingham. They want a handball here, Newcastle. Sotirio insists, and Ben Abraham points to the spot. Leo Lacroix is furious. He can't believe it. Neil Kilkenny is saying the arm's down in a natural position. Sotirio and Bahaja both went up. It took Ben Abraham a little while, but the result is the Jets will go to the spot.
And here's the replay. Jacob Tratt, I think it'll be, and there it is. And the way Jacob Tratt tried to decamp the scene very sheepishly.
Chris Griffith-Jones just had a look at the replay and upheld the decision. Neil Kilkenny has been arguing the point, and then he gets into a little set 2 with Matt Yerman, and he goes into the book. So it's all happening at McDonald Jones Stadium. Jacob Tratt's handball. Becca Mikkeltadze scored at the other end of the McDonald Jones Stadium 2 weeks ago from the penalty spot against Melbourne Victory. Here he is against Jamie Young. Stutters, puts it into the bottom left corner. And Newcastle are back in it. It's 2-1.
That's a very, very smart and cool penalty from Becca Mikkeltadze on a Harvey Norman replay. He just waits for Jamie Young to commit. As you can see, the eyes have it. He's looking at the keeper. The ball is in his periphery vision, and he passes it into the opposite side of the goal to what Jamie Young had covered. Fantastic penalty, Mikkeltadze.
And Grozos, this man who wins the free kick, once again has been heavily involved in behind.
It hasn't cost Grozos made an impression since he came into this lineup in place of Piscopo. Fantastic goal the other week from a set piece. Arguably could have had one in the first half today. played a key role in the goal last week.
Yeah, it was the ball over the top that Jonathan Aspropotomides was unable to deal with. But once again, the wind played a big part in. The header on from Yeoman. It's easy for Jamie Young.
By the way, Jamie Young went to ground there after taking it cleanly. He's more than happy for the half-time whistle to blow, so he can get his teammates into the dressing room and hear from John Aloisi and the coaching staff.
And the team talk with the lead for Western, which has been a rare sight this season. The champions not replicating the form that took them to the title, but they do have the lead at halftime at McDonald Jones Stadium. Those 2 goals for Noah Botic, replied through Becca Mikkeltadze from 12 yards. But it is Western United at halftime with the advantage over the Newcastle Jets as they look to break a 4-game streak without a win. Halftime, it's Western 2, Newcastle 1. Can they go on with it? Western United, having failed to win in their past 4. Newcastle get us back underway in the second half. And Phil Moss, the Jets, will be looking for an immediate reply here and get things back on level terms.
Yeah, certainly. There's not too much different they have to do except stick the ball in the back of the net from the chances they're creating and get past Jamie Young, because he was outstanding in that first half. But Western United, and we spoke about it in the pre-game, Glenn, that they have more penalty area entries than any other team per game, averaging 39, and they converted the 2 that they had early in this game into goals.
Troisi tries to fire the ball in towards Lockie Wales. Yeoman clears for Thurgate. Will go long up the touchline, and it's shadowed over the touchline by Leo Lacroix. Trent Bahaja tried to run that one down. And we've seen a few times this afternoon Ben Abraham just making sure that things like throw-ins and free kicks are taken on the spot. And once again, Josh Risdon forced back a few paces, and if it's one thing that you see players getting away with, it's sneaking a few yards on throw-ins, Mossy.
Yeah, Ben Abraham having nothing of that.
Here we go for Trent Bahaja, and now Angus Thurgate. Can't quite hold that one up. He gets it at his feet now. Here's Moalte. That was promising for the Jets, but Western United do well to get their defensive line set again. Grozos short for Thurgate. Sotirio just in front of him. Western can thump it clear. The Jets will start again through sweeper keeper Duncan. Western happy to let Newcastle have the ball there.
Second half hasn't quite started at the same pace as the first half.
Oh, it's another giveaway from Jack Duncan. This time James Troisi tries to dink it into the top corner. It goes wide, and Jack Duncan's blushes are spared, but it's another giveaway by the Newcastle keeper.
Yeah, it's just overplaying again. Instead of putting your foot through it there, Jack Duncan tries to pick the pass, goes straight to the opposition in Troisi. Take it a step further than Patchy and just say it's poor by his standards. He was so good last season. Hasn't been a shadow of the player we saw in his debut season, but he certainly has been finding some more form as the season's gone on.
Troisi plays a lovely ball through for Noah Botic. German has to recover. Duncan comes out, and Botic puts it into the side netting with the keeper out of the picture.
Well, what a wonderful ball by James Troisi. Really split the Newcastle defence into pieces, and Noah Bodic gets the touch around Jack Duncan. Couldn't find the back of the net. Lockie Wales was lurking.
The angle just continued to tighten, didn't it? Here's Saito. O'Neill cuts back for Thurgate, who blazes over the bar at Jamie Young's front post.
Oh, he'd be disappointed with that Thurgate. Wonderful passage of play for Newcastle. As you see, Brandon O'Neill bursting into the box, picks out Thurgate, who gets his half a yard. He should be getting that on target at the very least. But they're coming, Newcastle.
Really pulling the strings is Connor Payne on side here, bearing down potentially one-on-one, cuts back onto the right foot. Duncan makes the save, and it's scrambled clear by Yeoman, but the flag does go up ultimately. I thought at first glance Connor Payne may have been offside, and the assistants agreed ultimately.
Yeah, it was a fantastic ball that again split Newcastle's defence. Connor Payne either just going too early or the ball coming just a fraction too late.
Noah Bodic getting a well-earned drink after his 2 goals. And now an opportunity here for Michael Roos to have an immediate impact for Western United. Great save by Jack Duncan. One-on-one Michael Roos, and Duncan comes up big.
Well, he wouldn't have been expecting a chance like that early after coming off the bench, Michael Roos, but he does everything right. Sets himself here, gets his head up, tries to pick his spot, and forces a really good reaction save out of Jack Duncan.
Well, that was the moment that Western United could have just about put this one beyond Newcastle. Still just under 20 minutes to go, but with a 3-1 lead, it would have been very hard for Newcastle to get back into it. And Jack Duncan with an excellent save. James Torrisi will go short for Kilkenny. Still with Neil Kilkenny, goes towards the back post, and this time they won't be denied. Tungo Tumbia gives Western United the advantage. It's his first goal of the season, and Western United do have a 3-1 lead.
Well, Neil Kilkenny, take a bow. You were patient, you waited for your opportunity, and then you swung in a delightful cross. Here you can see on the Harvey Norman replay, Kilkenny just lifting it into that area at the back post. He knew he had some tall timber there, and the tall timber delivers.
Wales to Roos again, one-on-one with Jack Duncan. Michael Roos once again, the opportunity goes begging. Connor Payne was flying through. Thomas Aquilina was there in defence as well, and Newcastle stay in it.
I think that final touch from Roos just got away from him a little bit, gave Duncan the opportunity to come out and narrow the angle. In the end, the chance went begging, but that's 2 chances to Roos.
Thurgate does really well to get past the tired Jacob Tratt. And Neil Kilkenny ultimately stops the incursion into the 18-yard box.
Yeah, and you go back to that first couple of minutes of the game when Newcastle had that half chance. Bahaja couldn't quite get there. And Costa Grozos' ball.
Now Melia was lining up. Now Daniel Steins cuts back onto the left, looks for the top corner. And this time Jamie Young is comfortable to leave that one past the post, but he was looking to do something similar. It would have been a mirror image.
It's amazing, isn't it, how the temperature rises when this kid gets the ball.
Arthur Pappas screaming for his players to get forward. Ingham skips away from Roos. Can't get past Doumbia. And now they break through Diamante. The switch is on. Adisu Bayou flying down the left channel, but he can't control that one, and it goes out for a goal kick.
I think his feet were working, his brain was working too quick for his feet there. There's the contact on Becca Mikkeltadze, I should say.
Mikkeltadze as well. It's been a tough afternoon for him outside the penalty.
That's the other thing to point out, sorry Glenn, make the point that Newcastle have only scored from the spot today, despite the chances they've created. the attempts on target that they've had. It's only the penalty spot that's allowed them to score their goal.
Aquilina keeps it in, keeps it away from Risdon. O'Neill maintains possession for Newcastle. Here's Daningham. O'Neill again. Once again, Mikeltadze can't get there, but Saito has plenty of space on the left. Saito trying to find the back post. Headed clear by Tratt. Diamante is fouled by Daniel Steins, and they'll take all the time in the world here, Western. Let's hope he's not seriously injured, but you get the feeling that they're just slowing things down here a little bit, the visitors.
I think you'll find this is part of match management. As he gets to his feet, we see the ball whipped in there by Saito. Tratt did the right thing. He didn't know what was happening behind him, so he had to attack the ball, clear it from the danger area. So I think it was Darts Melia who was just looming around that back post, hoping for some scraps.
So the free kick is ultimately taken by Jamie Young. Last minute of stoppages.
Overall, it's been a good game, Glenn. It's probably more transition than anything else. It's been end to end. There's been chances at both ends. Obviously, we've had 4 goals. Both teams prepared to have a go at each other. And a big 3 points coming up for Western United.
Yeah, it's had it all. Very entertaining from a neutral point of view. Probably more entertaining from John Aloisi as he sits in his Newcastle hotel room tonight with 3 points safely in the back pocket. He'll be sleeping a little sounder, that's for sure. Temporarily, as you say, Mossy up to 10th on the ladder. Melbourne Victory and Brisbane both in action tomorrow. The original rivalry, the Victory in Adelaide, and then Brisbane up against Perth. Of course, everything live on Paramount Plus, but it's finished in Newcastle, and it's handshakes and celebrations all round for Western United, whose 4-game streak without a win comes to an end. They break the duck. Western United back in the winner's circle. A 3rd goal to that man, Tungo Doumbia. Smiles from Josh Risdon, an exhausted Josh Risdon. And hugs for John Aloisi, who's seen his side. Western United defeat Newcastle 3 goals to 1.